Hey y'all, it's Peter with Wargame with Peter. I'm going to continue on my Kesselsdorf 1745 Maurice Lite game. Just kind of crack right into it. So just kind of give you a bird's eye view. I'm treating this as two commanders worth, so two decks worth of Maurice Lite. Basically two games of Maurice at once, sort of side by side. So the B side right now are the Saxons here. My intention will be to kind of line up on this river, take the city, take the town, do similar here, and just try to punch with the cavalry. Also try to get some shots off with the artillery if the enemy gets close enough here to try to take the town. But just general military planning level, light, MDMP light, if you will. We'll take a look at that MDMP kind of light set of questions here as we kind of start talking about things. At some point, I think my next session I'll do a little bit more of a deep dive into that. Let's see. Technically, is there any thought? I might just bring them down like right here. I don't. We need to look if there's bonuses for being higher elevation real quick. Let me take a look. Yeah, attacker on higher elevation for disruption. Let's go look at. I want to go look at movement real quick and just kind of what disrupts. Bear with me as I do this. And so we didn't really go over a few things I didn't go over last time, just because it might end up coming handy. As far as being directly in front line, this graphic here on page 3 of the light rules, pretty handy, pretty easy, very similar. It's the exact same thing as LaSalle 2. If you've played that, I think it's the same as Blucher as well. Flanked an enemy unit that has half or more of its bases, total bases, completely behind your front line. So two of your 4 need to be behind that line. Disruption and broken during the game. Usually as a result of enemy fire or combat, units acquire a disruption here after Dizzer. It's marked upon a unit by placing a disruption marker. I think I'm going to bring in let's go ahead and do that. Thinking about it. Let's go bring some go marbles. We'll do it as red marbles. Oop. Practice for now. For marking our units. Let's get that down a little bit. There we go. This will be our disruption pit. All right. There we go. Hopefully we won't get that disruption. All right. We're going to play around with the cavalry here a little bit. Get them around the way. The way I'm going to be ruling this is these smaller ones are just cricks, as we used to call them in New York. This larger one here is would be disruptive. These small ones would not. Going through any of the housing and or these larger areas of trees would be disruptive if you get your bases over them. What I wanted to check real quick too is line of sight on artillery and how to just to make sure that if it's the same as LaSalle 2 as far as activating force. Let's look for bombardment. Who may fire? Have a valid target may fire. Enemy unit being fired upon is called a target. Each firing unit counts the number of bases that may fire on any given target. No base may fire if any portion of that base is in water. No artillery may fire if it's even partially in woods. Each active unit may shoot only once per round. Units in column may not fire. Sequence of fire. Shooting player declares a sequence. He should choose either left or right. Okay. Range of fire. Each base of a firing unit has a fire zone. This is the area 1 base width Y, extending a distance equal to the shooter's range. Okay, so it's not It's not a 45-degree range. It's straight from from the front, like that and that. So that we just take it from the corner, like that and like that. And any just has to hit the. Let's look at that one. French pastry. This is closer of the two. Let's see. Push number is one is frequencies front and closer. Okay. Let's fire at that one. You have to fire at the closer one if you hit two bases. Yeah. This one is clearly going towards that. Okay. What about A? French base B, C, and D all have base within range. French base A has no enemy base directly in front. So it can angle its fire up to, okay, because it doesn't have one in front, it can angle itself up to, and then it still has to hit. Okay, thus it could choose. That's the only time it has a choice. Oh, interesting. One die against the cavalry. And it's pretty good. Okay, so there's individual die per stand. Okay. We'll get there. So now we're nowhere near volley distances. I'm just trying to think what I want to do here. Let's try to I think we'll just activate this blob here, this formation, but let's take a closer look at what we got. Deadly fire models. Whiff of grape. Is there anything that does movement? And it doesn't, like, we don't have any good movement modifiers. We don't have any that are events either. So we're probably gonna need to burn one of these as a march. I'll just use up a 4 if I can get away with it. Yeah, I'll just get away with that because these are all kind of within 8 inches of this anyway. This guy's right here. Yeah, and then those guys are all within 2. So I can activate that with just a 4Z. Which of the 4? Which one do I want to keep? I might use this one. I'm gonna burn this one. I think after that I get 1 replacement, which I might use instead. No, it's the same damn one. All right. Let us then start moving, right? So they can go up to 8 inches. Let's just double check that. I'll show you where that's at on here. That is infantry in mast or line. It's in line, so it goes 4. It's halved and retrograde if we go backwards. We're not doing the artillery movement right now. So we're gonna march. We don't need to do any rallying. We don't really have a distance on bombard. Pass is a good thing for regaining a good amount of variety of cards. Occasionally, you might need to pass in order to kind of replenish your card stock in your hand. So something to keep in mind that you're not going to be doing volleys all the time. Well, you always do get the. Let me see. Let me check that on volley. I think you always just have that right. I don't think there's a situation. I don't know if a pass. At the beginning of his round, the active player can decide whether or not to invoke. If he does, then any or all of his eligible infantry and artillery anywhere on the table may fire. The fire is never mandatory. He may always pick and choose which units he wants to shoot. The active size units shoot first and resolve the effects of their fire. Then the passive may do the same, firing any of his eligible infantry and artillery. If the passive uses the first fire, he can reverse that sequence. If the player chooses not to invoke, then no passive units may fire. Okay. Yes, then the B side can't fire in the volley phase. Artillery fire at short range only. Yeah. If not already marked with smoke, then they must be after firing. Yeah. Artillery units that fire in the volley may not be activated to bombard in the same round. That makes sense too. shooting in the volley. Phase may be modified by either both be either or both players. What was I trying to find here? What was I trying to figure out there? Okay. What I was trying to figure out is for volleying of musketry, um, also there's obstructions. Going to hit. I'm just wondering if there's a firing marker on that at all. No, I don't think so. A vulnerable unit. An infantry or cavalry unit in a column formation or any unit that has been attacked on its flank or rear, regardless of what has also been attacked on its front, is a vulnerable. Okay, so within that same round, though, right? I would think that I would think that the vulnerable only lasts within the round. Huh. Okay. In other words, it would have to have been. Okay. I think regardless. Okay, so anyone that has been attacked on its flank, regardless of whether it has been attacked on its front, is a vulnerable. You don't even need to have been hit. All right, we'll do that as we get to it. All right. Again, we're still moving. Let's move all these forward. Let's just get them going. But the one thing I wanted to check was whether or not you can go any do any oblique movement like this unit if I wanted to start getting them that way. Let's go look at that movement for whether you can do any obliques or wheels at all. Units in these are strictly limited to only 4. They may move directly forward, they may move directly backward, and they may wheel while moving, either while moving forward or backward. Okay, so it's just kind of like a wheeling. So if I wanted to wheel there, I could have, which I probably would have done maybe. No, you know what? I'm going to keep it like that for now. Now, I just wanted to check the artillery fire if it has to have a clear, if from center it needs to be unobstructed. Let's look at obstruction. Hmm. Hmm. Prevents fire. The presence of any friendly infantry, cavalry, or artillery base in the fire zone closer than the enemy prevents. Okay. I mean, so it's basically the same as Lasalle. So I just want to double check that. Alrighty then. So that was that, but I did burn it. I burn it and I pulled the one card, right? And that was based on this right here. I had March, so I got one. All right. Rallying is good because you get two, and then the other one is bombard gets you two back, and also a pass gives you three. None. The playing the event gets you none back. It's kind of because of its speciality. All right, so that's that. So that was A, B. We're gonna do A, B, because of the original initiative rolling. So we will look at these cards real quick. Go ahead and pull these out as well in case there are any reactions we can do. Let us go to the Prussian side, the Prussian left. I think I might bust the cav through here. These are considered cricks, so they're not going to be disruptive. Again, the only rivers we're considering are this, and this. Everything else we're considering crick or outrunning of the river. You do need to move some damn artillery, which can only go up to 6 and open. You know what? I might even get that forward. Okay, let's see what else we got. We have any events? Clear instructions. When played as an event, this card automatically activates any one force on the table. So if there's something like way out, I mean, you just kind of keep that around for that use, I guess. I think I'll use passage to let modify Mars action. All units that move in this round may interpenetrate without disruption. Modifies all shooting. Okay, so I'm going to use a 4. Um, mm, See, there's there's decisions on it. I'll go ahead and burn this because I don't think I'm going to do too much interpenetration. Otherwise, I'm going to burn this for its activation. I'll go ahead and activate the cavalry here. Is he within the distance though? Needs to be, no, I can't do it with 4. That's 30 inches away, so I needed to do it with a pretty large one. So that's interesting. Why don't I just do it this cavalry, these mass cavalry? All right. Just want to kind of get them out there, see what kind of get them moving a little bit. Just for shits and giggles. Now, we also need to check if there's any movement interruption over here. Let's see what we got. Here's an event. Let's go. Okay. I'm not going to use that because I don't predict. I mean, I'm not seeing that they're going to do that. I mean, you would have to probably stop them and make them go back with that card. Maybe I don't know. I think that's fair. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be charging. That's a pretty good one. But he can only do that. Oh, so that's interesting too. Like, so you have the option to remove it from the game, meaning that you're, um, hmm, why would you do that? Why would you remove it from the game if you're not using the same deck? Or that's something. Let me go read something about the decks. Why would you have the option to not? Why would you have the option to remove it from the game? you put the decks together. Hmm. How many? You don't use an individual one per? Hmm. 2 players will need only one set of cards. Hmm. All right, I did that wrong. I'm just gonna play like them the way I'm doing it. I like the variety involved. I'll just house rule that. It looks like you really only use one deck for 2 people. That's kind of weird. And I get it because of that very. There's a little bit of agency in that, right? Um, there's a little bit of player choice involved there, where you have these things that you can. There are certain things that you can remove from the game if you choose to not let the other guy potentially get it. Hmm. Okay, this is another. Let's go through this again. Going here. This one's good. But again, as you're doing this, you're losing your momentum otherwise, right? So these little special things. It's a pretty cool game. All right. All right. So I had chosen to do that. I'm going to just go ahead and move the damn cavalry just because what the fuck. You know what? Fuck that. Let me move the damn. First of all, am I close enough for that? With 4, I need to be 8. No, I can do the cavalry though. All right, let's do that for now. But in mass, how far can they go? 8, so 16 inches. All right, get like this. All right, and then that's put back in discard, and with a march like that, I think I only get 1 back. Can I flip it? So that's for next. Might become the A again or whatever. Become the active. So let's go with the B. So we did these 2 guys, did this one. Let's just do a quick B. Probably let's see where my commander's here. So I'll move this formation here. Let's just go ahead and use a 4. We got one. All right, I'm gonna burn that and grab one. Yeah, we'll just do that. Is there anything else here that I can? No, I'm not close enough to really take much advantage of anything else. So let's just get these guys going. 8. I'm gonna just for giggles, I'm gonna take a disruption on this one, because of this fucking house that I'm grabbing up with it. Just do that too. Oh, Lord, really? All right. I will take a disruption on that. Let's just see what that does. I'm probably gonna be able to get rid of it, but I'm gonna go ahead and take a disruption. Both of those units get a disruption. All right. That's just from whatever. I just kind of wanted to show it. I might just take it off later, but that's what happens when you pass through any difficult terrain. Right? You pick up one of those in your moves. So that's interesting. All right, so I've done that. Nobody's within. These guys are still further than 32 inches, etc. Yeah, these guys aren't. There's no volley capability. We would have called that out anyway. All right, I'm going to go ahead and end it there for now. This second segment, and we'll call it there.